Yo, it's Joe Flamingo. You watching American Drool, and I'm going to be ranking every single Leonardo DiCaprio lead movie. The way I'm doing this is I'm basically basing the tier list off of Leonardo DiCaprio's character and how it moves the film to determine what is the lead and what's not the lead, right? So if he's starting the movie, if the lead character that he or the character that he's playing is sustaining the movie, and ultimately they finish the movie out based on the decisions that they are making. So their decisions are basically controlling what's going on with the movie more or less. Okay, so that's how I'm going to determine that. So we got 20 movies. These are in no particular order. All right. So the first one that we got here is Revolutionary Road. So Revolutionary Road is not and by the way, I haven't seen all of these films. Like Leo's got a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of them, and for the ones that I don't really, and some of them I've seen, I don't really remember too well, but I have seen them. So for those that I haven't seen, and for those that I have seen but I don't remember too well, we'll watch a quick trailer and then we'll rank it based on the trailer.
You've been to Paris?
Never really been anywhere.
People are alive there, not like here. I'm going back the first chance I get.
Frank Wheeler, I think you're the most interesting person I've ever met. What do you think?
I guess I kind of like it.
Won't you miss the city?
Nothing's permanent, right? Right. Love me, love me, love me.
Okay, so it looks like this movie takes place in like the 40s or 30s.
Look at us. We're just like everyone else. We've bought into the same ridiculous delusion.
Let me fly.
This idea that you have to settle down, resign from life.
With you. I want to feel things. Really feel them. A man only gets a couple of chances in life. It won't be long before he's sitting around wondering how he got to be second rate.
We can't go on pretending that this is the life we wanted.
I support you, don't I? I work 10 hours a day at a job I can't stand.
You don't have to.
But I have the backbone not to run away from my responsibilities.
Who made these rules anyway?
Like some midlife crisis
You
stuff.
got me safely in this little trap. You think you can bully me into feeling whatever you want me to feel?
In a trap.
Yeah,
In a trap. We can be happy here. I can make you happy here. We're gonna be okay.
I hope so. I really hope so.
My thoughts on it are, it looks okay. It looks okay. It takes place. See, the thing about me is like, I'm very particular about my movies. Like, if you're gonna start your movies and they're gonna be about like the old days, like the way back whens, the 1920s, 1930s, and all that stuff. If it's gonna be about that, then it needs to be like more than just about a couple having some issues. You know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I don't watch movies for that reason. Just for like the surface level reasons, and I'm sure there's a lot more going on for you guys who have seen that movie. I'm sure there's a lot more going on in that movie than I am speaking about. But this is one of those movies that if I saw somebody else watching it, and I walked in and they were watching it, and I sat down, maybe I would watch it too. I think that's a good place to put it. I mean, it's not saying that it's terrible. It's not saying that it's great. It's just saying, if I ever get around to watch, see, I don't know when I'll ever watch that. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be 2 years from now. I don't know. Moving on to the next Leo movie. So this one is J. Edgar. So I did see J. Edgar. The thing is, I don't remember it. I don't remember it but I know I do. I remember some parts of it. I remember like bits and pieces of it, but I do remember watching it once and never really having the feeling of wanting to watch it again. It's just one of those movies that just kind of faded, and it was just like, I seen it, whatever. So because I don't really remember what's going on with it, we're not gonna watch a trailer for all of these because some of these don't need a trailer, like a lot of people saw them. But for this one, we're gonna go ahead and watch a quick trailer.
Morals decline, and good men do nothing. Evil flourishes. A society unwilling to learn from the past is doomed. We must never forget our history. We must never lower our guard.
Edgar, you will rise to be the most powerful man in the country.
It is my belief that when a man becomes a part of this bureau, he must so conduct himself as to eliminate even the slightest possibility of criticism as to his conduct.
Mr. Tolson, I need someone who I can trust. I want you to be my number 2 man. You understand?
I think he started the FBI or something.
Imagine if every citizen in this
I
country
think the J. Edgar Hoover guy started
on their
the
fingers.
FBI or CIA
Imagine
or one
how
of those.
quickly we could find them if they committed a crime. You remember that file we created on his wife?
Mrs. Roosevelt.
You make a copy for me, please. Is that legal? Sometimes you need to bend the rules a little in order to keep your country safe.
Please leave the transcripts here with me.
Feel free and share them with your brother, Mr. Kennedy. Let him know that I have a copy of my own. The president is afraid.
All the admiration in the world can't fill the spot where love goes.
We are the sinners, Edgar.
That's deep.
Tolerated lawlessness in the land.
That's deep.
Just goods are
Y'all heard what she said?
Portions. And blood is on your hands, Edgar.
What are your exact qualifications for your position of leadership in this bureau?
My qualifications, sir?
I don't know who I can trust anymore.
I see right through you. You're a scared, heartless, horrible little man.
Don't wilt like a little flower. Be strong. Yes, Mother. It's time this generation learned the difference between villain and hero. Even great men can be corrupted.
Talking about himself. Again, I did watch that movie. I'm thinking that because when I was finished watching it, it was kind of like a type of movie that I kind of just forgot what was going on with it. But now that I seen the trailer, I kind of remember what was going on. He had like some type of like he was basically keeping tabs on everybody, creating these files so that he could potentially blackmail whoever. He was creating departments that followed people. He was involved with a lot of stuff. So that's what that movie was about. I'm gonna put this in D, simply because I watched it all the way through and I don't remember it. It's Wolf of Wall Street. So I saw Wolf of Wall Street. It was good. So a lot of people would say that Wolf of Wall Street was one of Leo's best performances. I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to show you a trailer of Wolf of Wall Street because it was a very popular movie. But I wouldn't say that was the best performance that he's ever given. I wouldn't say that it was the worst. I mean, Leo kind of has this middle ground where he's either really, really spectacular or just really good. You know what I mean? And I think that this one he was just really good. But for him and what he's capable of, it wasn't great. You know what I mean? It was just. But sometimes you have to stay a certain level in order to keep the movie grounded in the way that you want to keep it, in order to progress the story along. So based on his character, yeah, he had moments. You know what I mean? There's scenes where it's but for the most part, he kind of played the role of this person which is a real person based on a true story. So, but it was a good performance. I want to say B. I think B is a good spot for it. I wouldn't give it an A. because I felt like he could have did better. But at the same time, I know why his performance was the way it was. So, but a lot of people like it. A lot of people say that's the one. The Aviator. So, I saw The Aviator. I think that The Aviator was probably one of Leo's best performances. Now, in this movie, he's playing. It's based on a true story. So he's playing one of the people who first built one of those, like the one of the first, like, I think dual engine airplanes or something like that, or single engine airplanes, whatever it was. He's playing the character that kind of built it. And some of the scenes in here, man, is just like, it was like, wow, dude. It's like, you're really bringing me in. Aviator is going to go in S rank. Because I remember trying to quote some of the lines from that movie. Like, I remember trying to quote some of the lines to that movie. When he was in the mirror, he was like, I'm a proficient pepper, or whatever that was. I'm a proficient. I tried to memorize that because it was such a moment. So, Catch Me If You Can. So, Catch Me If You Can is really, it's a duo kind of a movie. It's like Leo is the lead, and Tom Hanks is the co-lead or co-star, whatever you want to call it. I remember it being called co-star, but you could say co-lead because they both have equal screen time, so they're kind of both co-leads. Both of them, it takes both of the decisions that they make in this movie to progress the movie along. So I would call them both leads, and they're co-leads of each other. So I thought this movie was very good. He doesn't give. See, the thing about this movie, he doesn't give any like spectacular performance. I think like every time somebody sees Leo in a movie, they are like, well, shouldn't he be acting better than, this? Or shouldn't he be putting more effort into this? It all depends. It's like, this was clearly meant to be a comedy, right? And I would say that Leo is known for his dramatic acting, right? But this is a comedy. Now, if he was in something that is clearly supposed to be dramatic and he's not living up to that, to what we know he can do, such as some of the movies that I like Edgar, for instance, or maybe Wolf of Wall Street, then you could be like, okay. But in a comedy, I'm not sure. Has Leo been in a comedy? If Leo's been in a comedy, put it in the comments what movie that is, because I didn't research any comedy movies that he might have been in, but I don't believe that he's in any comedy movies, and I don't know if he would be. Wouldn't that be something to see Leo in a comedy movie, like a straight up comedy movie where he's telling jokes and doing all type of stuff like that and being like hella funny? That would be. I would like to see how he would, being such a dramatic actor, because you've seen comedics do it, right? You've seen the Jim Carreys and the Jamie Foxxes and all those guys. They can do serious roles too. You know what I mean? But can a serious actor do a comedy role and really be good at it? I like to see that from Leo. I like to see him come out of his box and go into a comedy role. But I'm gonna put it in the B tier. B tier. So it's gonna go in the B tier because you can watch that movie over and over again, right? And enjoy it. And Tom Hanks and Leo they complement each other a lot. They're both important to the movie. And I think he did good in this movie. Like, it wasn't great, but it was good enough to where you can watch it over and over. And it's a comedy, like I said. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. All right. So I'm not going to show a trailer for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because it was a popular movie. A lot of people know it. I think I want to be blunt. I think that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is Leo's best performance. You can challenge me on that. You can say that it was something he did in something else or whatever. I'm not even going to hear it. The performance he gave in this movie, especially the trailer scene, was so good that I actually thought that he was that person that he was portraying. You know what I mean? Like, I literally thought that he was that person. And after that, I was like, all right, this guy, it's really true when they say, like, he's probably top tier actor in the world. It's matter of fact, I take out the probably. He is top tier actor. He's top 3 in the world. Put this in S class. It's gotta go in S class. I mean, I feel like if you haven't seen that, you probably should, because you need to know what I'm talking about. The Great Gatsby. So I did see The Great Gatsby, but it's like bits and pieces of it, man, you know, that I remember. Some good things, some bad things. I don't remember too much about it.
1922. The tempo of the city had changed sharply. The buildings were higher. The parties were bigger. The morals were looser and the liquor was cheaper. The restlessness approached hysteria.
Shall we?
Who is this Gatsby?
Do you know him?
Oh, Mr. Gatsby doesn't exist.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
I beg your pardon. Mr. Gatsby would like to speak to you. Alone.
I'm certainly glad to see you again.
I'm certainly glad to see you as well. When I made the pleasure of Mr. Gatsby's acquaintance, I discovered a man of fine breeding.
Very interesting. Everything all right?
Oh, yes.
Spider-Man.
You always look so cool. The man in the cool, beautiful shirts.
I think he's like a millionaire trying to seduce a married man's wife or something like that. Like I remember.
It all makes sense.
I think it's Spider-Man's wife.
I wish we could just run away.
Mr. Gatsby, sir.
What kind of a row? Are you trying to cause in my house?
Every time Spider-Man yell, it's like his voice cracks. Yeah, I remember watching it, and that trailer brought up some of the memories of watching it. I only seen it once. I feel like these old school movies, like these, and I think either Great Gatsby is like a book, or it's like it's a remake of another movie. I don't know. It might be both. But his acting in this was, I would say, I would put it on the same level as his acting in Wolf of Wall Street. I feel like they're the same movie, but just there's different reasons, and it's a different time, and you know, but they're basically, it's almost like they're the same character, but they just had a different scenario. B tier. If you've seen this movie and you know that it doesn't deserve to be in the B tier, let me know in the bottom, in the comments, and maybe I'll watch it again and give it another watch, because this was years ago that I saw this. The Beach, Um, never. I feel like I did see it, but if I did, I don't remember anything, and I mean absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna treat this as me not seeing it because I don't remember anything about it.
A way to change his life. Hey, you wanna go? You need somewhere to stay?
No thanks.
I'm afraid of something new.
I guess there's this urban myth going around here at the moment. It's about a beach, a secret beach, on an island that no one can get to.
Somewhere, paradise must exist.
I just feel like everyone tries to do something different, but
That's what this
they always
movie.
wind up doing the same damn thing. 1 kilometer. 2. Richard. I don't know. I'm thinking miles, not kilometers. I'm American. So let's go.
I'm thinking miles, not kilometers. I'm American. That's funny.
On a hidden island.
We have so much here.
That
to
is true.
admire.
At the edge of the world.
Captain, we're not gonna jump.
They found all they ever wanted.
Okay, so obviously something gonna
Paradise
go wrong.
you have ever experienced.
I don't suppose that there's any reason that you should spend time with me. What are you talking about? Just make a conversation. Do you have a girlfriend? Why? Just making conversation.
A temptation
Would you like to come to the beach with me?
they had never known. And a secret
Somebody's a murderer,
never escaped.
obviously. Their music selection is crazy. I don't mean that in a good way.
Forget this island.
This is our home too.
Oh, we're not going back.
We gonna take your soul.
I will not die today.
And it looks like one of those corny 90s movies. You know, like one of those those movies that you see and you say, oh, there's Leonardo DiCaprio, but then you turn from it. It doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's Leo, right? I'm pretty sure he does a great job in the movie, but the storyline and what it's about, it doesn't interest me. I don't think that I would watch it. If you know that the movie, like, so you see the category where it is now, right? You see what's in S rank right now. If you think that this movie is on that caliber of performances, let me know. I'm not gonna put it down there with that one. It doesn't look like it's. I'll put it here with Revolutionary Road. I'll put it in the C. I think that's fair. If you guys think differently, let me know. I'll watch it. I'm sure it's free on YouTube somewhere. Blood Diamonds. So I've seen Blood Diamonds. Actually, I've seen Blood Diamonds a few times. I think that's probably another one of his great performances. I don't know what I don't know if people underrate the movie or overrate it. I don't know. But in my opinion, this is a very good Leo performance. All right, this is a very good performance. And I think that he carries the movie with how much he cares about what's going on, how much emphasis he puts into the character, and how much like passion he puts into like his scenes. Like in almost every scene that he's like got this fire going on. So this is another one of his great performances. It's not incredible. It's not one of the best I've ever seen. You already know what the best I've ever seen is so far, but it's very, very good. Anybody else would, if you put what he did in this movie on any other actor, you'd be like, damn, they're a great actor. They're one of the best in the world. So because of that, we're going to put that in. This movie is going to be the first ever A. And I'm not going to show a trailer for it because a lot of people have seen that movie, so there's no need. Um, I'm mostly doing that for like the obscure stuff that people, myself included, have not mostly seen. Inception, that movie with all the horns in it. So, Inception is another one of those movies where it's a good movie, but his performance in it is he gives a I don't say he gives a normal performance, but he gives a regular, you know, this is what I'm doing, kind of not really too much. He doesn't give you too much. He does a lot of suspense acting in this. You know what I mean? It's not really passionate acting, but it's like a lot of suspenseful stuff that he does with his facial expressions and you know like the way he'll gasp at something or the way he'll he can build the tension. He builds the tension with his acting in this movie more than he's actually bringing the passion. Just blunt. Um, so I'm not going to show a trailer for this because you guys have seen this, of course, mostly. If you're watching this video, you've probably seen a lot of these movies, right? Um, and if I am your first introduction to this, then you should probably go ahead and watch it and then come back and tell me in the comments whether or not you believe it deserves to go where I'm about to put it. It has to, guys. It has to go into the D rank, and I'm not, and I promise you guys, I'm not doing that to be a troll. His performance is just, it's whatever, you know what I mean? It's like I feel like he did better in Gatsby and Catch Me If You Can than he did in this. And I don't know if that was because that's what the director wanted, but I feel like he could have did a lot better with this. The Man in the Iron Mask. So I did see the movie, but it was so long ago that I remember bits and pieces, like for sure. But you know what? I'm not going to show a trailer for this because I really don't think it's necessary. Like a lot of people have seen this movie, so it's just because I don't remember everything. Based on what I can remember, Leo's acting in this was pretty good. Wasn't great, but then again, like it may not have called for that type. But even for what he did do, it was pretty good. And I'm gonna put his acting in this simply because this is a younger Leo, and he pulled off two different characters and really made you believe that they were two different people. I'm putting it in the A tier, and the reason that I'm putting it in the A tier is because like I said before, he's taking on two different characters and really making you believe that he is those different characters. And I think that when it comes to being a great actor, you have to be able to split yourself in that way and really make it convincing. You know what I mean? And he did it there at such a young age, so you got to give it to him for that. The Titanic. So I got mixed. So when it comes to the Titanic and his performance in the Titanic, I feel like his performance in the Titanic was both normal and great at the same time. You know what I mean? Because he didn't really do much in that movie when it comes to like a performance, but what he did do in the little subtle ways made it really, really special. Like think about the part, like everybody remembers the part when he was like at the end when they were on the and spoilers if you haven't seen Titanic, like if you're like the last person on earth and you haven't seen Titanic. But remember the part when him and the girl were on the piece of board in the freezing water, right? And then she was like, you're dying and all this, and we can share the board and all this other stuff. And He's like, no, no, I feel fine. I'm okay. You know, da, da, da. Like that really hits you because you know like he's trying to make her comfortable with him dying, which is and the way it came off, you know what I mean, was so authentic. You know what I mean. So I was really blown away by like how subtly passionate that was. You know what I mean when it came to how it came across. You gotta put it in A rank. It deserves to be there. He didn't give he didn't give a masterful performance, but he really showed up in a very strong but subtle way in that movie. The Basketball Diaries. So I did watch this movie. I only I didn't finish it, um, just simply because although like it's a very dramatic movie actually. But the parts that I do remember, he was giving hella performances in this one. And I think this is when like people I think this is the movie where people started to really say, hey, this guy is like not a normal actor. Like he can really make you feel where he's coming from, or he can really make you feel for the character. I think it was this movie.
This is the life story of Jim Carroll, novelist, musician, and New York legend. Leonardo DiCaprio in the true story of the death of innocence and the birth of an artist. The Basketball Diaries, rated R.
I think that it's an important movie for him anyway. It's like it basically separates him from his younger, you know, acting days, and it kind of springboards him into his adult acting um, future that he's going to have. It's basically like the totem pole, or it's the ceiling that he goes through in order to really become the Leo that we all know today. The B, I think it absolutely deserves to be in that category, at least in that ranking, because of what he does, in certain scenes. Like he's really good. Body of Lies. So Body of Lies, I did see. Um, I thought Body of Lies was really really good. Um, he gives a really good. You know what Body of Lies reminds me of? If James Bond was like real, like a real person, and not just like some fictional character that does all this amazing stuff that obviously nobody would be able to do, kind of thing. But what if he really had to go undercover, do this, do that, yada yada yada? Like, what if that was actually the case with him? How would it look? I think this movie kind of um, puts that to the forefront. Like, it's about I think it's like a cricket cop and a mole, um, and they're both trying to like find out who's who, and then also they're trying to crack down on this thing that's happening, this big case. It's a thriller too, but he does really good in this movie. Yeah, C is a good place to start with that one. I think C is a good spot for that one. Yeah, let's keep it in C. Is Gangs of New York. Seen this movie multiple times actually. I'm not gonna show you a trailer for this movie, simply because a lot of people saw this movie just like a lot of people saw Body of Lies. Just go ahead and rank it for where it needs to be. I mean, honestly, I think Daniel Day-Lewis, which is, as far as acting goes, he's probably one league above Leo in certain scenarios. You know what I mean? In most scenarios, Leo is above him. In certain scenarios, Leo can't touch him at all. This might be one of those movies where Leo couldn't touch him, and he just kind of just really ran over Leo in this movie. Uh, even though Leo put on a very good performance, it wasn't enough to take it from Daniel. It's about Leo and not Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm gonna have to put this movie in the. I have to put it in the D. That's where it's supposed to be because he let Daniel Day-Lewis pretty much steal this whole movie from him. The scenes when Lewis was in it was just, even if Leo was right next to him doing his thing, didn't matter. Daniel took that. The Revenants. Okay, so I'll be honest with you guys. I have not seen The Revenants. Don't I know things about the movie? Like I know bits and pieces about the movie. I know that this is supposed to be one of his the best movies that he's ever done as far as his ability goes and what he's capable of. From the things that I've seen, I don't believe that to be true, but at the same time, I know some credible people who say that that is the case.
I ain't afraid to die anymore. I've done it already.
Looks cold.
Pussy. So.
Based on what I saw, it looked like a thriller. I like thrillers. So I would believe that I probably would enjoy seeing it. I don't have plans on watching it anytime soon, but that doesn't mean that I won't. Um, I know this is probably like a must-watch movie for a lot of Leo fans. I don't consider myself a a Leo like super fan where I'll like watch any movie that Leo's in. That's not me. But I do respect him as an actor to the point where if I see him in a certain role, I will not shy away from it, and I will watch it based on the role that he's playing. The S rank. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the S rank, just based off my source. All right, haven't seen it yet, but based on my source, I'm gonna put it there. I think a lot of people maybe in who's watching it may agree that it should go there. If you don't, if you think it should be lower, let me know. But I'm gonna put it there, and if I'm wrong, and after I watch it, if I'm wrong, correcting that, and I'm putting it where I think it should be. All right, but based on my source, it'll go there. Shutter Island. I feel like I saw this. I feel like I saw Shutter Island, but I don't remember it if I did see it. there's bits and pieces of it that I do remember seeing. Like there's parts of the movie that I have in my head that I remember. You know what I mean? So I don't know why I can't remember. All I know he's like in an insane asylum on an island, Shutter Island. I know he's in an insane asylum. He's trying to escape. He's trying to get out of the insane asylum. He's trying to, you know what I mean? They're trying to convince him that he's crazy, that he's not the person that he says he is, and all of this other stuff. And he's a cop, but he's not a cop, and all this other stuff. So I don't remember how it ends. I don't remember anything else about it, but I do remember those parts.
We take only the most dangerous, damaged patients, ones no other hospital can manage. You're hereby required to surrender your firearms.
We are duly appointed federal marshals.
But during your stay, you will obey protocol. Gentlemen, welcome to Shutter Island.
Marshal Daniels? Doctor, so this female prisoner, Rachel Solando, escaped sometime in the last 24 hours.
She considered dangerous?
You could say that.
It's 11 miles to the nearest land and the water's freezing.
We don't know how she got out of her room.
Came back for a midnight round, she was gone.
It's as if she evaporated straight through the walls. Who's 67? There are a total of, 66 patients at this facility?
That is correct, yes.
Well, it seems to me Rachel Solando is suggesting that you have a 67th patient, Doctor. A lot of people know about this place, but no one will talk, you know? It's like they're scared or something.
You haven't taken any pills, have you? Seen any walking nightmares lately, Marshal?
Pull yourself together, Teddy. I've built something valuable here.
Don't you get it? You're a random maze.
Valuable things have a way of being misunderstood.
Who knows about this?
Everyone.
The nurses, the orderlies. They couldn't possibly know.
Everyone. You do understand that they can't let you leave.
Going somewhere?
I think that this movie, again, he doesn't give like a super great performance, but he does give a really good performance, and he does make you remember the character that he's playing in Shutter Island. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the A rank. So yeah, definitely putting it in A rank, just because of the feeling that it leaves you with when the movie is over. So I think he did a great job falling into insanity as he got deeper and deeper, and as he realized more and more what was going on. Like, he started to show you like the unraveling, and you know, it was a really good performance. So the movie's called Total Eclipse. It's called Total Eclipse, and let's go ahead and watch a trailer, because I've never seen the movie, didn't know it existed. Apparently it was one of his earlier movies.
Thought all I needed was experience, and I could create new colors, a new god.
Those poems you sent me were remarkable.
Isn't he from Harry Potter?
Show you poems.
What do you think of my wife?
Does she understand you?
No.
Then the only thing she can give you is sex. You help me, and I'll help you. And when we've taken as much as we can from each other, we simply split up and move on.
I followed him.
I had to. Do you love me?
Yes. How many hours have I watched wondering why he wanted so much to escape from reality?
Why are you doing this to us?
There never was such a man.
Don't worry, you can have him back quite soon.
Did he perhaps know secrets to change life?
She's your wife. You
Let's go before it's too late.
There's no love in the world, and I'm in hell. I want his son.
Again, I haven't seen this movie. I don't know anything about it, but from what I've seen, it looks like a Brokeback Mountain-esque type thing going on there, and there's some I don't know. It's like about poets, and it's set in the past. He does a lot of movies where he's in the past a lot. You know what I mean? Like where he's in like the 1930s and 19. He does a lot of those. I'm not really sure why, because he shines in the movies where he's dealing more with the present. But that's just my opinion. The movie doesn't look bad, actually. It doesn't look bad, if I'm being honest. It just looks, I don't know if he was allowed to be like spontaneous like he is now, like the lead way that he has now, the slack that he has now to kind of just make a scene. I don't think he was able to do that in these earlier movies. So the performance won't really be there. It'll be like kind of mediocre. And that's what it kind of looks like. If you think that it shouldn't be in the D and you've seen this movie and you know that he puts on a great performance, say something in the comments. Let me know, doesn't take much. Let me know. Total Eclipse is a good movie. You should watch it, kind of thing. And then I will. I don't have any plans on doing it otherwise. So the next movie is This Boy's Life. So This Boy's Life is another movie that I have not seen. This looks like a Leonardo DiCaprio kind of supporting role, but he's got a big face there on the left side of this whole thing. So
He violated school property, and he wrote obscene words on the wall.
She thought he needed a father.
This isn't working. And on top of it all, you've gone wild. I can't handle it anymore, and it scares me.
He thought she needed a husband,
Sure got crappy taste in boyfriends.
which is just about the time they met Dwight.
Here I am, you lucky people.
Do what?
People can call me anything they want as long as they don't call me late for supper.
What a dope. I talked to Dwight the other day, and he wants you to live with him for a few months. So what are you gonna do, just give me away to him? Well, if you two get along, and if things work out, he and I might get married.
You're in for a change, mister. You're in for a whole nother ball game.
Think of it like an adventure.
We're gonna make a man of you yet. Jackie!
Hate it here, you know that?
You left the lid off the damn toothpaste again.
It's not fair!
This is my house, and I get to say about the toothpaste.
How come you never take up for me, huh?
Why the hell don't you ever help me straighten that damn boy out?
I will not referee!
Warner Brothers presents Academy Award winner Robert De Niro.
He's crazy, I'm leaving!
Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Oh!
Ellen Barkin.
I could leave with you right now, couldn't I? Yes, you could.
Oh, you're not leaving. You're not leaving.
This Boy's Life. A triumphant story of one boy's struggle to be free.
I'm going! Where that
it doesn't look like a bad movie. I probably will watch this movie at some point. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week or next month, but soon. It belongs in the B tier. It belongs in the B tier because just by the trailer alone, I can tell it looks like a movie that I would probably watch all the way through just to have. It doesn't look like it. You need to watch it more than once, but you should watch it at least once. That's what it looks like. But I was really focusing on movies that really had him in the lead role, meaning like the plot pretty much just kind of revolved around that person and the decisions that they were making and the things that they were doing kind of started, sustained, and ended the movie. So all of these movies that I have in here more or less fit that category, and that's why they're here. There are other movies like What's Eating Gilbert Grape and stuff like that. I know about that stuff, and I didn't put it in this because you know, it's that movie. If we're talking about that movie, that's really Johnny Depp's movie, you know. But they do share the screen a lot, he and Leonardo. But I wanted to focus on movies that really have his character at the center and only his character, or it revolves heavily around his character and the decisions that that character makes. So that's why some of those are left out. But if you think I should make a separate tier list for movies like that with him in it, let me know and I'll do that. But for right now, this is the tier list. I want to thank you guys so much for getting to the end of this video, for watching it all the way through, for liking the video, sharing it, and most importantly for subscribing. Whichever, wherever it is. I really appreciate that. You know, you subscribing to my channel and enjoying these videos is really important to me. I want to make sure that you guys enjoy these and that you get something out of it. You get some entertainment out of it, some information out of it, and just overall enjoyment out of these. So please give this video a like. Again, it's not much for you, but it means a lot to me. So I want to thank you for doing that in advance, and thank you for subscribing in advance. And I will see you in the next video.